Уебала нашу машину нахуй. Уебала нашу машину.
Concussed Russian soldiers, thrilled to have survived the strike on their vehicle, are filming the wreckage on video. Clearly, they never expected to be lucky enough to escape death, even if only for a short while.
Уебала нашу машину нахуй. Но мы вроде живые, бля. Контужены. Хуй на!
FPV drones launched from a sea-based UAV successfully targeted Russian air defense systems, OSA-AKM, and Strela-10 behind enemy lines, a significant hit to Russian defenses. Ukrainian Navy forces, in coordination with the Security Service of Ukraine, carried out the strike deep in Russian territory. The operation began with naval drone carriers transporting FPV drones by sea to the target area. External drone pilots then identified and struck the Russian OSA-AKM and Strela-10 air defense missile systems. This excellent result was made possible thanks to the Navy's combat efforts, cooperation with the SSU, innovative solutions by Ukrainian engineers, as well as your donations, Ukrainian forces report. As for the strike on the Russian OSA-AKM system, the video shows a naval surface drone carrying 4 FPV strike missiles heading for the enemy's coast. The drones then take off in search of their targets. Several Ukrainian UAVs hitting the OSA-AKM system, whose silhouette is clearly visible in the footage. At the end of the video, an FPV drone is seen heading towards another target, likely identified as a Strela-10 air defense system. However, the image quality does not allow for definitive identification. Meanwhile, in the Russian army, attempting to protect infantry from Ukrainian FPV drones, the Russians decided to develop a homemade portable EW system. It seems, according to their expectations, that it is supposed to protect them from Ukrainian drone attacks.
Еще раз повторюсь, это без физической подготовки человек. Бежать. В принципе, рыбки можно делать. Там все нормально, плотно. Значит, 27 килограмм. Кабеля мы на липучки обмотаем корпус. Вот. Что еще добавить? Ну, поляризация, наверное, разницы нет. Вперед, назад. Тяжелее. Вперед уж, скорее всего. Разная поляризация.
A KIIS poll shows President Zelensky's approval has risen to 68% amid the White House dispute, exactly the opposite of what the U.S. administration had hoped to achieve in Ukraine. During a meeting with Putin, the mother of a deceased Russian soldier openly admitted to abducting a child from the occupied Kherson region and taking them to Russia. Another example of a heinous violation of human rights by Russia and its people.
During our very first humanitarian trip to the Kherson region, we found our daughter there. Now she is already with the family, under guardianship for the time being. Well, we are working on that, but for us, our sunshine, it's, a piece of happiness returned to our family. 4 years old, a piece of happiness returned to our family.
It seems Trump decided that Musk can't just run the government and fire anyone he wants, according to Politico. Now, the billionaire is only allowed to give recommendations, but staffing decisions, that's for the real secretaries. Played around, and that's enough? President Donald Trump convened his cabinet in person on Thursday to deliver a message. You're in charge of your departments, not Elon Musk. According to 2 administration officials, Trump told top members of his administration that Musk was empowered to make recommendations to the departments, but not to issue unilateral decisions on staffing and policy. Musk was also in the room. The meeting followed a series of mass firings and threats to government workers from the billionaire Tesla founder, who helms the Department of Government Efficiency, that created broad uncertainty across the federal government and its workforce. Doge's actions have faced ferocious resistance in court and criticism from Democratic lawmakers and some Republicans. The president's message represents the first significant move to narrow Musk's mandate. According to Trump's new guidance, DOGE and its staff should play an advisory role, but cabinet secretaries should make final decisions on personnel, policy, and the pacing of implementation. Musk joined the conversation and indicated he was on board with Trump's directive. According to one person familiar with the meeting, Musk acknowledged that DOGE had made some missteps, a message he shared earlier this week with members of Congress. The only imperial power I see in Europe today is Russia. President Macron reacted to Lavrov's words that he is a descendant of Napoleon and Hitler. During the briefing after the EU Emergency Summit on Defense and Ukraine support, President Macron also emphasized that it is impossible to conclude an agreement on ending the war without security guarantees for Ukraine.
I know President Putin well. So if he's reacting like that, it's because he knows I was telling the truth. And I know he can betray the agreements he signs and that he has already done so. And I am here to testify, since we were with Chancellor Merkel, guarantors in the Normandy process of the Minsk agreement, which he deliberately violated. Then I think he is making a historical mistake, and that surprises me about him. Napoleon led conquests. The only imperial power I see today in Europe is called Russia, and it is a revisionist, imperialist of history and the identity of peoples. And our will, ours, is to be a power of peace and balance. Basically, everything we do through our choices, including our military decisions to avoid the war of tomorrow, are choices of peace. And so, I think that President Putin should return to that vision. I am ready to speak to President Putin when we have considered, together with President Zelensky and our European partners, that it is the right time. But now, we are entering a phase of discussion talks, which at some point will fully justify discussions with negotiators and leaders. So the answer is yes.
The actions of the US president are a wake-up call for us to unite and create our own center of gravity, said Turkish FM Hakan Fidan. Turkey wants to be part of any new European security architecture if NATO collapses. President of Turkey Recep Tayyip Erdogan added, "Let us not forget that Europe's security is not just a matter for EU member states. We believe that it is in our common interest to plan steps to secure Europe together with Turkey."
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.